impose on Hezbollah, an arch enemy, which they have engaged 2 wars in the past with already. And now the question people are asking is, why would Israel heed calls for a ceasefire when it is at this moment being able to inflict such damage? Someone was saying to me that what they should be intending to do is to actually inflict generational damage on Hezbollah to prevent that group from posing the threat that it has posed towards Israel for such a long time, since its existence, obviously.
Yeah, Deborah, just on that point, just in the last few minutes, Reuters has been reporting that Hamas has praised these Iranian missile strikes, and they say, that they welcome this, the attacks that have been, the attack that has been launched on Israel, avenging the death of their political leader Ismail Haniyeh and Hezbollah's leader Hassan Nasrallah. And as we were talking earlier, Iraqi militia saying that they will target and attack US bases in their country should the United States, stand and support Israel and respond to these missile strikes on Israel, which Israel and the United States have both said before it happened. They said that there would be consequences. Now that it has happened, we are hearing from the Israelis that this was very serious and that there will be consequences to this.
Yes, and it's interesting that the response that you're getting from Hamas. You can imagine that maybe they were wondering why it hadn't happened sooner, given that the assassination of Haniyeh was back in July. And some analysts have speculated that maybe the muted, the slow response, the silence from Iran might have further emboldened Israel to take the audacious acts that it has done, beginning with those attacks on Hezbollah's communication devices, revealing its hand and the fact that it had managed to infiltrate Hezbollah's supply lines, and then revealing the enormity of the intelligence that it had managed to gather to be able to pinpoint the location of Hezbollah commanders, and then taking them out right up to Hassan Nasrallah all over the course of the last 2 weeks. And it's only after that Iran has finally decided to retaliate. And that really does indicate that Iran miscalculated when it came to considering the risk that Israel would be willing to take, a risk that Israel has taken, an action that Israel has taken in the face of calls for restraint by its closest ally, the United States, as well as allies and partners all across the world. It has continued to press on with its attacks, believing that it has to restore deterrence in a region where it's surrounded by countries and militias that want to cause Israel harm.
Deborah, thanks so much. I'm just going to read out a few updates. As we reported earlier, the UK, Downing Street has issued a statement and they say that they completely condemn Iran's actions. We've also got a statement from the White House press secretary saying that the President Joe Biden and the Vice President Kamala Harris are monitoring this situation, and they have had 2 meetings with their national security team in the White House Situation Room today, and they've been receiving regular updates. We also were reporting earlier that the president directed the US military to aid Israel's defense against the Iranian attacks and shoot down the missiles targeting Israel. Of course, the United States informed Israel earlier today and that they would be targeted by Iran. So we are just getting this update from the White House that the president and the vice president have convened 2 meetings with their national security team in the White House Situation Room today. Let's go straight to our security and defense analyst, Professor Michael Clark, who joins me now. And Professor, I mean, what we've heard in the last few minutes from Iraqi militia, from Hamas, all praising Iran's actions. The Iraqi militias have said that
سلامات بعرفنا بإسرائيل دويلنا زرخبناهم دحنا لو أبتل أفيف كم أونا بيرسالم زحبرناهم كلهم ኣብ ትሕቲ እቲ መከላኸሊ ዝልዎ ቡንከር እውን ከዓ ንብቲ ንሳቶም ተዓቂቦም ዘለው ኣንደርግራውንድ እዮም ዘለው ሕማቅ እዮም ዘሕልፉ ዘለው ብጣዕሚ ቆልዑት ተረቢሾም ኣለው እምበኣርከስ ኩላህና ዓቕመና ነቶም ክንረኽቦም ንኽእል እንዳወልና ሞራል ንሃቦም ገለ ነገር ንኽሪኡ ንኸይወፁ ከዓ ንሓብሮም ኢና ኣብ ቴልኣቪቭ እውን 8 ሰባት ተቐቲሎም ኣለው ማለት እዩ ብኣሸበርቲ ጉጅለ እምበኣርከስ ከም ዝትሪእዎ ዘለኹም ልዕሊ 200 ሚሳኤል ናብ እስራኤል ተተኪሱ ካብ ኢራን ማለት እዩ እምበኣርከስ ሎሚ ለይቲ ክንደይ ሚሳኤላት እዮም ክትኩሱ ከዓ ድሮናት ከዓ ክትኩሱ ናብኡ ይከታተሉ እዮም ዘለው እምበኣርከስ እቲ ሚሳኤል ከም ድሮን ኣይኮነን እቲ ዓበይቲ ክስታይ ማለት እዩ ተወንጨፍቲ ዝመፅእ ካብ እስራኤል ካብ ኢራን እዚ ከዓኒ ኣዝዩ ሓደገኛ ግን እስራኤል ካብተን ምዕቡላት ሃገራት ናይ ፀረ ኣየር መከላኸሊ ሙሉእ ሃገር ስለ ዘለዎ ነዚ ክትከላኸሎ ክኢላ ኣላ ከምኡ እውን ብኸባቢ ስዑዲ ባሕሬን ዝመፀ ግን ኣብኡታት ክከላኸልዎ ፈቲኖም እዮም ከምኡ እውን ብኢራቅ ገለገለ ዝመፀ በቲ ናይ ዩኤስ ቤዝ ዘሎ ክከላኸልዎ ክኢሎም ኣለው እዚ ግን መብዛሕትኡ ብደቡባዊ እስራኤል ገይሩ ተወንጫፍ ዝመፅእ ብሰለስተ መስመር እዮም ኢሎም ከምቲ ዝሓበርዎ ዝበፅሐ ሓደጋ ስጋዕ ሕጂ የለን እዮም ዝብሉ ዘለው ግን ኩላህና ከዓኒ ነቶም ቤተሰብና ኣብ ይስማዕ እንተሎ እስኪ ሓደ ግበሩለይ እንተሎ ሓብሩ ኢኹም እዚኣ ሕብረኩም ኢለ ሓፃራእት እየ ዘለኹ ነቶም ኣብኡ ዘለው ኤርትራውያን ኣሕዋትና ከምኡውን እስራኤላውያን ኣምላኽ ምስኦም ይኹን እዚ ኩናት ሓሊፉ ከዓኒ ስሩዕ መደቦም ስሩሖም ክገብሩ እቶም ኣብኡ ስደተኛታት ዘለው ኤርትራውያን ኣሕዋትና ከምኡውን እስራኤላውያን ንምለ እምበኣር ሰናይ ምክትታል ሓበሬታ እንተለኩም ካብ ምስዳድ ኣይትሕመቑ ኢኹም ናቶም እስራኤል ዘለው ግን ፕሊስ እንዳደወልኩም ሓበሬታ ሃብዎም ኢኹም ንደገ ንኸይወፁ ከምዚ ቸለል ኢሎም ንኸይወፁ ማለት ከምዚ ናይ ሃገርና መሲልዎም ምውፃእ ተኸልኪሉ ስለ ዘሎ ሓብርዎም ኢኹም ነቶም ዝረኸብናዮም ሓቢርና ኣለና ዳርጋ ኩሉ ብታ ኣንደርግራውንድ እዩ ዘሎ ብረኹም ምሸት ሰናይ ምክትታል ካብ ዝተፈላለየ ሜድያ እንዳረኣኹ ከመሓላልፈልኩም እየ እምበኣር ሓድሽ ነገር እንድሕር ኣሎ ከዓ ንሓብሩና ኢኹም
thought that the Iranians are using are almost certainly the variations of the Fatah 110, which they've developed many years ago. They only burn for maybe 30, 40 seconds or something like that, and then they're on pure ballistics. So once the takeoff has been detected, and they're easy to detect on takeoff because they're slow and hot, and they have a very big signature. So once the missile is taken off and it's burned, it's pure ballistics. It's just like throwing a stone. So it's going then in an arc. And although it's a very big arc, and although it's actually very hard to defend against, it's actually easy to work out where it's going to land. And so the whole of the Iron Dome system is also built on a very sophisticated monitoring system. And they work out which missiles they need to intercept and which they just let go. And so when the Iranians complain, lots of missiles have landed, some of them probably will have. Some of them will have landed in the middle of nowhere. And the Israelis just let them go. That's the way the Iron Dome system works, which will complicate some of the claims that will be being made tomorrow morning. But we'll get to the bottom of it, I think, fairly quickly.
Iran is expected to launch
Professor Michael Clark, just help our audiences understand the entirety of their interception system, because of course there is the Iron Dome, but there's David Sling and there is the Arrow as well.
Yes, indeed. And they all work at different levels.
Launching
and
missiles
so
into Israel.
The problems of intercepting missiles depends on the altitude of them, how high they are, and how fast they're going. And so what the Israelis have developed, partly with some of their own, a lot of their own technology, but some American technology and some Patriot batteries. And Patriots are the best batteries in the world at shooting down anything, really. But they're also very expensive. Every Patriot battery costs about $1 billion, and that's about 400 million for the battery and about 600 million for the ammunition, all the rockets that it fires. So they're very expensive, and you don't use Patriots against some cheap $20,000 drone. And so the Israeli defense system is based on, as you say, it's the arrow system, David's sling, and the Iron Dome itself. It's not all Iron Dome. Iron Dome is the big overall system, and they've got a lot of Patriots too. So the system is very sophisticated, but it's also based on the ability to let things go as well as knowing what you have to intercept.
Not the Prime Minister himself. That
Yeah,
Israel has the
indeed.
right to defend
And
itself.
despite this interception, despite
we're
the
hearing also from
IDF
sources,
saying
government sources,
that, I'm just going to read this update. They said that they've identified approximately 180 missiles fired towards the Israeli territory from Iran. And security officials have said that the Israeli Air Force, in cooperation with the US Air Force, intercepted most of the missiles. Several hits were identified and damage is being assessed. So, Professor, they're basically assessing at this stage, although ambulance services, the IDF spokesperson has said that there are minor injuries, but from what it sounds, contradicts what Iranian state TV, who are claiming that 80% of them managed to reach their targets.
Yeah, and you would expect minor injuries because when a missile is intercepted, the debris has got to fall somewhere. And that seems to have happened at the one case I saw a few minutes ago in Amman, by the look